This is fun.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Turn Back the Clock, episode number 10. We made it. It's pretty special occasion. And for that occasion, we invited Hugo from Signs of the Pastime. Welcome, Hugo.
All right. Thanks, guys. Good to be here.
Oh, so glad you're here. And then Adam, of course, my co-host, Splendid Sports.
Hey, how's it going?
Fantastic, man. Looking forward to tonight. Been looking forward to it all week. Kind of talked about what we're going to talk about, and we're going to go from there. So tonight, what you're going to hear, if you're not familiar with Turn Back the Clock, we bring back, we like to talk about things that are relevant in the hobby, but also take it back a little bit and things maybe from our childhood. And then in the beginning, we always do recent pickups and or some cards that we want to share. So we're going to, before we do the cards we're going to share, I want to introduce you guys to Hugo. Now, the reason we invited him on, first and foremost, I think you started around a month ago or 3 months ago or something. I saw one of his first videos and I instantly reached out. I was like, dude, I got to have you. I told Adam, I go, hey, I want to have Hugo on because his videos are so unique. And he brings a different perspective on sharing his cards he goes to locations and does like museum type tours and brings cards along with him, goes to restaurants and you have the ambiance of like, people playing music in the background or just that restaurant. So Hugo, thank you for being here. And then tell us why you decided to get on YouTube and what motivated you and anything you want to share and why you took it the route that you went. Take it away.
Yeah, well, the route I went, basically, my wife watches a lot of like walking videos. It's very relaxing for her, so and of course, I don't really care about that stuff. I care about baseball cards and stuff. And I said, well, maybe I could combine the two, just walk around town and talk baseball cards. I'm kind of nerdy. I like filming locations for movies and stuff. And, people showing different spots of where things were filmed. That interests me. So I said, you know what? Let me try to do it with baseball. Like my first one was Buck O'Neil. I said, let me show some spots of, where he grew up and what he did in his youth, and my hopes is to like make collectors, just have this deeper appreciation for these guys. Just something that will hit. Like I did an Al Lopez video, and I got some feedback where guys were like, oh man, I just appreciate him so much more because now I know a little more about him. It's kind of like a turn back the clock video for him, instead of like the cards, it's try to make it more personable, with some of these players, so I just thought it would be cool and give it a shot. And yeah, I'm having fun. I think that's the main thing. Just have fun with it. Be yourself and, things will go well, so yeah.
Well, thanks, Hugo. Awesome. We're honored to have you. And anyone who hasn't checked out any of Hugo's Signs of the Pastime, check his YouTube channel out. Check out his videos. You won't be disappointed. With that, I forgot to tell you everybody what we're going to be talking about today. After we're all done with all this, we're going to be talking about autographs and what they mean to us. Because Hugo's a big collector of autographs. So is Adam. So am I. Do we like them on baseballs? Do we like sticker autos? Do we dislike this? Do we like pack fresh autos? Do we like to get the autograph in person? We're going to take a deep dive into that. But first, we're going to show some pickups, and I haven't talked to Adam yet. So Adam, how's it going tonight? And what do you got for us? Give us some epic stuff. Any stories you got this week?
Oh man, well I do have a few pickups here. I've been I see a lot of stuff like people that were buying all these cards like when prices were sky high 2 years ago and stuff, and then now they're talking like, oh, I'm on a buying freeze. Well, I mean, if you ran out of money, okay, I get it. But if you still have a budget for it, now keep buying. Now's the time you should be buying, right? Because like prices are lower. It's kind of like stocks, right? Like if you're always buying stocks, even in an up market or a down market, over time, it will hopefully average out. So I'm always buying, maybe not as expensive as certain periods of time, but there's always things you can buy, good deals and so forth. I don't know if are you ready for me to show any pickups?
Dude, yeah, let's do it. And yeah. Well said. Yep. I like that.
So I have basically 4 pickups here, one of each of the players that I collect the most of. And, I mentioned here I'm a Mickey Mantle collector. And it's funny because like you go so fast and you're collecting different players and stuff. One of the cards that I always thought I had, funny, but I did not have it in my collection. And I realized it recently and then immediately went, oh, I got to get this thing. Like, why do I not have this card? I always thought I had it. Every time I would see it on someone else's channel or anything, I would be like, oh, yeah, I love that. I'm so happy I have that. And then I realized I didn't have it. So it is the 61 Topps Mickey Mantle MVP card right here. I don't know. I mean, because this is like right up my alley. Obviously, it's a Mantle card, playing days. I'm trying to collect them all. And I love the all-star or like, MVP cards like this. I love cards with a colored background like this, red background. It's just a great image. So I picked this one up here. Nicely centered, good-looking card, PSA 6. And again, just didn't know why I didn't have it.
I love that card. And you know that. You know I have that card. I think I shared it one time.
Yep.
Same grade and everything.
Yep. And then, so that was my Mantle pickup that I'm going to show here. And I also collect Larry Bird. I am trying to collect all his starting lineup cards in either a PSA 9 or 10. I got a 10 in this one here. This is a 1991 starting lineup. Nice little left-handed shot he's doing there. So I was happy to get that one.
That's a starting lineup. So those are the ones that came in the package, yeah?
Yeah, they came in with the figure, and
that's sick.
they're not like, you could still find them, and like you could buy unopened box and stuff, but the cards don't grade well because of the time period they're from and everything, quality control. Yeah. So to find them in 9s or 10s are very tough. So that one popped up and I snagged it. And another Pedro card, Pedro Martinez. I'm learning more and more about like what the quote unquote best cards are, because this is not a time period that I was collecting. I was on a break from buying cards during like 96 here. And I've learned that this is a set, and I understand why now. 1996 Select Certified, and this is a mirror blue parallel. And these are very tough to find. And this one here, I got a PSA 8. So like with these type of cards, just whatever pops up, you grab, because the grade is almost like whatever. So this is a very nice looking one here.
Is that numbered or anything like that?
It's funny because you look up online and they say they only made like 60 of them or something like this in the blue, but there's no serial number. So I don't know, but apparently people figured out how many they made pretty much. So there's
one of those, if you know, you know.
Yeah. So a Pedro collector that I've connected with, I'm going to try to have him on my channel. He's I connected with him on Twitter, and I think he has the best Pedro collection that I've ever seen in the world. He has almost every Pedro card and just unbelievable collection. He says that the best card of Pedro's is this in gold. I guess there's a gold version of this, and in his opinion, is his best card. Second is the PMG. So I'm using guys like that to help me, because I don't know a lot of these sets, but it's fun learning. Yep. And then lastly, just real quick, I got a Tom Brady 2005 Leaf Certified Mirror Red Game Used card that is very, very nice looking card here, PSA 9. And I just want to say Leaf has been in the news a lot this week. I want to take this opportunity to remind everybody, especially our age, who grew up and Leaf was such a great brand, and we chased the 90 Leaf set, and we all love the 48, 49 Leaf set. The current Leaf has nothing to do with the past Leaf. I just want everyone to know that's the same name, not the same company. No one, from the past. It's not the same brand. It's just that the guy bought the name and he uses the Leaf name. So guys who get back into the hobby that are like our age come in. I did when I first got in. I was like, oh, Leaf is still around. No, not the same Leaf. So I just want to take that opportunity to say that.
So it's not the same guy who made 1990 Leaf.
No,
not the same owner.
No, the guy who owns it now. The guy who's all over the place that you see on social media, he essentially just bought the name Leaf. And if you Google Leaf and on Wikipedia, it tells you exactly. There's a whole statement on Wikipedia saying the current Leaf has nothing to do with the past Leaf. So it's like a legal thing. And the way it's run, I see why. It's, so that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, good to know. Something I never knew. So that's great.
Yep. People get confused. So that's it. That's my pickups.
Awesome pickups. Yep. As always. Thank you, Adam. Hugo, you got any recent pickups you want to share? Some cards?
Actually, yeah, I have. Okay. I picked up a Tatum O'Neal, Amanda Wurlitzer, which Bad News Bears was my favorite movie as a kid. And, I had a huge crush on her and stuff, but I had all the other ones. So I completed the set there. This is out of 2013 Panini. So that's a big one for me. I'm glad to pick that one up.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then after that, I really like the Sandlot a lot. So I picked up this Yeah autograph recently, and I don't have the complete set of that, but I do have a few. But these have gotten, people are holding on to these, and the prices have gotten really crazy. So I'm glad I have the ones that I do. I picked them up pretty cheap, but I think a lot more collectors entering the market, and they're just holding on to these, especially it's like stuff attached to their youth,
Uh-oh, we lost him.
Oh, there he
is. It's back.
Sorry, my phone's blowing up.
Oh, yeah.
I get a lot of calls this time of night. Sorry. But another one that I picked up that's this card is kind of slept on a little bit because it's it's unlicensed. It's out of it's a Nabisco card, but it's Don Drysdale. It's out of 1993, and he passed away that year. So this was like his only certified autograph, I guess you could say, on a card.
Is that?
And, I got this for less than $20. What's that?
Is that a pack pulled style card?
No, it was one of those that you send proof that you've bought their product, and I forgot how it was back then, how many you have to send in. It was like proof that you bought it, and then they'll send you the card in the mail.
Okay.
But yeah, Don Drysdale, again, for less than $20, Hall of Famer. Sure, it's unlicensed, but it's an action photo. You can't even sorry, I dropped it. You can't even tell that like you can't see Dodgers or anything. It's just and he's in his windup. It's a pretty cool shot. So I like that card. I thought it was a great deal. I also picked up Livan Hernandez. I plan on going down to Miami soon and doing one of my videos, probably documenting that run they had in '97. So I thought that was Stadium Club does such a good job with their photos. So him holding the trophy, it was just an iconic moment. I'd like to talk about that. I also picked up another Stadium Club, Jim Abbott. I love Jim Abbott. He's like just a iconic player throughout all sports, really for what he had to overcome and what he accomplished. I just have a lot of respect for him. He was fun to watch. And this is a cool photo. He's signing autographs, and it's got his autograph on there. So happy to have that one. And the last one, I thought this was a pretty cool card. I bought it on eBay. I thought about doing it at TTM, but all right. So this guy, again, another photo where he's signing autographs for a serviceman, right? You see there, he's handed the autograph over to someone, and then it says Angels everywhere. I just like that. I like the the photo, like these sideways cards, the horizontal cards. And yeah, it just looks cool. He's got a Bible verse there, and everything just fits well, I think, in this card. And Mark Eichhorn, I mean, people don't know much about him, but I like collecting these lesser known guys, I guess you could say. And if you look at his rookie season, he was third place behind Canseco and Wally Joyner in '86. But he had one of the best relief seasons in relief pitching ever. He had 14 wins, 10 saves. He had double. If you combine Canseco and Wally Joyner's WAR, it was 6.2 combined. He had a 7.3. It was crazy. The dude had a historic season, and I just think that stuff is fun. It just clicks in my brain. I want to have a Mark Eichhorn autograph. It's kind of weird. Nobody says that, but yeah. It worked out for me, and I'm glad to have it. And it was only a few bucks, so it's fun. It's like budget collecting, but yeah. So that's awesome. What I picked up recently. Yeah.
Oh, me, I love the Angels, so that's a pretty
for sure.
one. And Jim Abbott, you ever read the book about Jim Abbott? There's a few
haven't
books
read the
out
book.
there. It's super good. And then do you follow Jake Legends Never Die?
Yeah.
Okay, he'll love those autographs that you have.
Baby. Yep.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I thought about. I was like, oh man, I wonder if Jake has these. Yeah, they're pretty cool cards.
He's got them. He's probably got
cool.
100 of each of them.
Yeah, it's worth it, man. They're going up in value for real.
Yeah, I bet.
Drysdale. That Drysdale, I've never seen that card before, and I love Don Drysdale.
Yeah,
that thing's awesome, man. I love seeing new cards that I'd never seen it.
Right.
So love it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Hero. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
All right, I got a few pickups as well. That's myself in solo. let's see, where do I start here? This one is a couple of these cards are like ones that I, just like you, Adam, I should have had them, and I've seen them for years and years, and I always wanted them, but they've just never fallen in my lap. Seen them in the flesh from friends that I've made, and this one, once I saw Shane show it, I just went on a hunt, and I rarely go on a hunt for a card, but this one I did, and it's the 4-player 1957 Topps Dodgers Sluggers card, and it's just an awesome card of 4 great Dodgers players. You just can't go wrong with a card like this, and me and my combos. So it's perfect for my collection. I'm really glad to finally have this. And I blame Shane, Shoebox Legend, of course, always spending my money. He does a good job with that.
That card looks perfect. It literally whitest border, perfectly centered. I know this has never been said before, but how is that a 6?
Yeah, it's one. That's the road I'm going. I'm just trying to look at the best looking card I can find, and this one is ridiculously hard to find, well centered with a good image. Yep. Like that thing. I mean, years and years and years I've seen that card. Never pulled the trigger because it's always off centered. And once I saw Shane found a good one, I was like, all right, time to get one. Next one is another one that I've always wanted, and it really checks all my boxes. And it's a great image of this all-time slugger right here, and he looks like he's totally stoned. And he has a lot of photos like this. Like a lot of his cards has this same photo, I believe. I think his 61 or the 62 card, where the record leaders card, I think it has the same headshot photo. But I love this card. Iconic season, 61 home runs in 61. And it's the Sporting News All-Star card, which I absolutely love this design of a card. And Roger Maris is it's a very affordable card from his 61 season, because his regular 61 Topps is very expensive and impossible to find centered. So this one came opportunistic. I wasn't out hunting for it, but I've always wanted it. And I think it was $70. Just a killer card, really good centering, really good color. And I'm just glad to have this in my collection. It's going to display very well on my wall next to a couple of Roger Maris cards and some Mickey Mantle cards, and great history right here. And then I got 2 more pickups, just my standard Mike Trouts for the week. And these are not of high value. These are probably like $15. This one is probably like 15 or 17 bucks. The purple refractors from Heritage. I'm trying to collect every year. I'm trying to have one card from every single Topps design with Mike Trout on it. And I wanted to get these purples because these are the hot boxes in Heritage, and I pulled a hot box before from the Blasters. And so I just kind of decided, why not just collect those? They're really cool looking. And then I found this one in a 10. This was around probably the $40 range. So another one with the 70 Topps or 71 Topps design. This is 70 Topps design. So just really cool to have that. And I've been displaying his cards, like the 69. I have one on the wall of his 72. And then like his, I forgot other years, but with my other vintage cards. So it's cool. I can sneak those in with my vintage card wall. So it's really working out for my collection. So there's my pickups. And okay, let's get right into this conversation about autographs. Now, Hugo, you're a huge autograph hound. That's kind of your road as far as I know you and the channel after watching you for a while. How do you collect autographs? What do you love about autographs? What makes you, is it the tangible aspect? Do you like the fact when you see the person, do you like to hand them the card? Is that a big thing for you? Or does it matter if it's on a ball, a card? Why don't take it away on that? Any thoughts on autographs?
Yeah, from a young age, I grew up near Pawtucket, Rhode Island, which was the AAA team for the Boston Red Sox. So I went to a ton of games. I was one of those stadium rats, I was always around, and we were called fishermen, like fishing for autographs, because the dugout was like directly down right there from the first row. So I was always like fishing for autographs, and then I'll hang out outside the stadium waiting for the players to come out. So from a young age, it was just, I was like 10, 11 years old. I mean, this is back in the days of Sam Horn and Todd Benzinger. I don't know if those names ring a bell, but a long time ago, in the late 80s,
Oh, yeah.
Just seeing those guys, I thought, like, I don't know. I didn't know any better. I thought these guys were like superstars, because I have cards of them and stuff. And just having that connection, saying hi to them and having them autograph it, just, yeah, from back then, I just thought this is so cool. This is the coolest way to collect, because I have the card, but now I have an autograph on it. So I'd go home and I'd go to school and like brag to my friends, my favorite player ever to get autographed was Mo Vaughn. Like, he was the best signer, really good dude, yeah. And, he was like this big prospect, and all my friends were like, Mo Vaughn's going to be the next big thing. And I'm like, well, guess what I got yesterday? And it was like a Mo Vaughn autograph, and it just, it hit different, like the cards were really cool, of course, but when you had an autograph, it just, man, it was like, it couldn't get any better as far as like collecting, like I felt so good doing it, and it just stuck, unfortunately, just quick side note, years ago I was moving, and, I'm so dumb. I had a ton of stuff in boxes, like all my childhood collectibles, that I had autographed and whatnot. And I left it on a carport in one of my houses that I was moving out of. And I just left for a little while, came back, and all the stuff was gone. So it was like, dude, it was like all my autographs I had just a few left that I was like very special in another box. And thank God I took that one. But so I lost a ton, I also would have like some really cool stuff to show from my youth, because so many guys went through AAA like in that town and played, like Deion Sanders and, I mean, like guys like that, that type of level. And, I got to meet a lot of these guys. It was pretty cool. So, but anyway, yeah, that's basically what I like. I like cards. They're easy to handle. I just like to have the picture of the guy, to see, because it's hard to read somebody's autographs. So nothing against baseballs. They're cool and all, but it's just hard to display them and move them and, store them, and also just read, who signed it. I have some autographs on balls that I'm like, who signed this? I don't even remember.
Totally.
If I have it on the card, it's cool. It's like a memorabilia, but also, baseball cards all in one, So anyway, that's how I look at it.
That's awesome. So you get, when you do autographs now, it sounds like you're buying them from, eBay or ComC. Are you doing any TTM stuff like that as well?
Man, I should. I was a big TTMer as a kid, and I want to, there's actually Junk Wax Hero, Mike. He's got a really good tutorial on how to do TTM. I think he's got the best one I've seen out there, and I want to get back into it. There's a bunch of guys I want to get. So I will. I think I've just been lazy about it. And plus, I don't know, like I got like Wade Boggs rookie cards and stuff. I kind of feel weird sending that in the mail, but I'm just gonna go for it. I think one of these days and just be done with it, because it is super fun to do it. Yeah, I did a ton of it as a kid, and it was fun. It was a blast getting that in the mail. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, Adam, I know you probably got a lot to say on this. Take it wherever you want. Like, what do you like about autographs? What you don't like? What do you like getting signed? I know you used to get things signed when you were a kid too, so that's probably something close to your heart with what Hugo said too. So go for it.
Yeah, when I was a kid, if you met an athlete that really any athlete, it's like if it was like a super famous athlete, it was like incredible. But just any professional athlete, I remember getting being at like a celebrity golf tournament, and you'd see a crowd around a player. I didn't even know who he was, and you just want to get his autograph, So, but I always found it like when we'd go into Fenway Park, right? Like we'd get in early and stuff, and I still remember as a kid, you'd be like lined up against the wall at Fenway trying to get Wade Boggs' autograph or whatever, and all the kids would have balls or whatever. And then there'd be like the random 45-year-old guy handing out, trying to get his, and you could tell the players just looked at him like, oh, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to. I still have vivid memories of that, and just the look of disappointment on the face of the player, because they want to sign for kids. Normal. I mean, if that's what I would want to do. So yeah, when I was a kid, I was big into that, but I'm getting more and more into autographs, as far as especially on cards. I never was a big collector on that, but being mainly a player collector, of someone that I collect, like I want to have at least one autograph card of each guy that I collect. So I do have that. I have a few here we could show in a couple minutes, but yeah, I think, you know, some autographs are better than others. And, you know, the sticker auto, I'm not as negative on the sticker auto as probably most people are, because, you know, because I know the argument is, well, it's nice when the player actually held the card, but the player touched the sticker, you know, so it's kind of the same thing. It doesn't probably look as good and stuff. I get that, but I like sticker autos. It's better than, like, if you want an auto, it's better than nothing, in my opinion. Like, so I've heard some people be like, I'd rather not have an auto. Well, I don't know about that. So I'm definitely I'm not as negative on the sticker auto as a lot of people. So I do have one or two of those, but yeah, ultimately, if you can get a on-card auto where the player, you know, signed it, or it came out of a pack. That's one of the questions I want to pose to you guys. All things being equal, would you rather have a pack pulled auto, or you know, a card that was either through the mail or a good experience, like you got it in person on a card? What's your opinion on that?
I'm a pack pull guy all the way. I don't get that. I'm not a guy, like my wife asked me, are you going to go to the National and get all these guys autographs? Because I showed her some guys. Somehow she saw all the guys that were going to be at the National. And I go, no, that's not my thing. I don't want to stand in line and wait for an autograph. I get just as much joy just seeing the person as there he is. Like, I'll walk by the tables and there's Wade Boggs. That's all I need. Oh, he's a real person. That's cool enough for me. I don't need to meet him. I don't need to shake his hand. I don't need his autograph. But a pack pulled autograph, like opening, there's nothing better, in my opinion, than opening a pack and there's an autograph card in it. Like, to me, that's exactly what you want. But with that said, I also don't go buy autograph cards of, like, you know, all the rookies. That means it's not a big deal to me. I would almost rather have a card. I mean, depends, but the autograph rookies that we are so celebrating now with the Bowman Chrome and the Topps Chrome, they don't do it for me. I don't care if it's autographed or if it's not. I'd rather have a refractor that's not autographed than one that is autographed that isn't like a refractor and cool looking or something. That doesn't really do it for me, the modern autograph stuff, but pulling it out of the pack really gives me a zing, right? But I'll sell it. Like, it doesn't have the deep connection that I will sell that autograph, you know? That's kind of my take on the pack pulled stuff, but to me, those are pretty special. Mm-hmm. What about you guys?
Hugo?
Oh yeah. I you know, now, you know, back in the day, I did want to get them in person, but, you know, we evolve in the hobby and see things differently. What I like about the pack pulled, it's certified, you know, it's legit. That's a big concern, right? When you get into autographs, is this real? Is it fake? But if you got a big company like Topps or even Panini, you know, saying this is legitimate, I feel comfortable with that. You know, I have confidence in those companies that it is, you know, either witnessed or that the player did sign it and return it. And, you know, you got to do your due diligence on anything, right? You're putting money into these cards, and I want to be familiar with the guy's signature. So even if it's something that's certified, but the signature's a little off, like, you know, I'll pass. I want something that looks good, you know, and it looks like their signature. Sometimes, I don't know, they might get tired or whatever, or they might have their wife sign it, or whoever, you know, their mom, you know, whatever, you know, happens nowadays. I'm the same way. I don't care too much about the prospects. I mean, back in the day, I did. You know, when I was a kid, all the prospects were like, you know, like for example, Ryan Klesko. I have Ryan Klesko, ton of his autographs, played for the Richmond Braves, and I thought, if you put Ryan Klesko next to Mickey Mantle and said, whose autograph do you want? I would have picked Klesko. You know, that's how kids are, right? They're like, the prospect. This guy's gonna be the greatest thing when the other guy already did it and then some. You know, so yeah, but you know, but I do like the pack pulled autographs. I'm you know, it saves me a lot of hassle. Like, I don't have to get a PSA, DNA, you know, a JSA, any of that stuff. I'm perfectly comfortable with just, you know, like for example, I have a few here, like this Dick Groat. You know, it's just it has the vintage, you know, 1960 Topps, but it's from 2001, I believe, and you know, it's certified, and you know, he signed it right there, and it looks fine to me, you know. And
he just passed away yesterday, yeah.
Yeah,
right. You know.
Yep.
and it
Rest
kills
in
two
peace.
birds with one stone. It's like cool image of a vintage card and a certified autograph. Yeah, and
Yeah.
and I pulled that out to just a nod to Dick Groat. You know, like pretty
Awesome.
cool career there. Yeah,
That's sick. I think that was his MVP season.
that
No,
was, yeah,
was it
1960
60?
MVP.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, he
That's
had a
awesome.
heck
See,
of a season.
triple combo there.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So if you guys, I know you guys all collect autographs. What would you be your favorite autograph style? Like, so for me, I like collecting them on vintage cards. Like, if I'm not gonna buy any modern autograph cards, unless they're of vintage players, retired players. I love the ballpoint pens. To me, they add to the fact that they probably signed this during that era, or at least it's much older. And I know a lot of people really don't like the ballpoint pen autographs. I love them, and I love them on vintage cards. So if I'm going to collect an autograph that isn't, one of those 90s autographs that are pulled from packs, which I love, this is the route I like to go. I like to collect them, and I like them to be on vintage cards. I don't collect baseballs. I have one Nolan Ryan that I had since I was a kid. You know what? The thing's been $100 to $150 since I was a kid. So the value in baseballs to me has always, they've never moved. They've never gone up in value, and they take up a lot of space, and then they fade, and they're just, I don't know. They're just not for me. And sticker autos, I hate them. I can't stand them at them. I don't like them. I love to know that the player touched my baseball card. Yes. I see. He had a huge thing of stickers in front of him, sign them, and then they just slap them wherever they want. To me, there's no feeling involved in that. I wanted him to have had that card and touched it in it, and that's like the history for me. He touched the card. He had to have moved the card.
He touched the sticker. What's
it's stupid though. It's a sticker though. It's not a card. And then they slap it on any card they want. There's just no connection there for me.
Dude,
I don't
you're
have
killing the value of my Larry Bird here. I'm trying to.
I did. I can't stand them. When they started doing those, I just like instantly pull it, sell it. I could not stand them. Yeah, I'm that guy who just I just can't stand it.
And honestly, I think you're in the majority. I mean, I haven't heard too many people that are like, I love sticker autos, so I also want to clarify when I was saying earlier, there's nothing wrong with a 45-year-old guy getting autographs. I didn't want to say that. What I meant was if you're a collector, if you're collecting these, but the guy who you can tell is just trying to get a signature and then throw it up on eBay, it seemed, I don't think the players like that if they can kind of
no way.
Like at a card show, if you're an autograph collector, then obviously, there's nothing. I don't want to offend people on that, because I think that's awesome. That's an awesome way to collect. And I think it also creates rarity in cards too. If you're looking at it from like even graded cards, with vintage cards, there might be a population of thousands of some of these vintage cards, but then there might be like a dozen or so that are actually autographed of like some of these vintage guys. So it creates scarcity in your card too, and I think it can make it more of a special card for a collection if it's autographed, especially the vintage.
Well,
and on
I agree. I agree.
I'm not trying to offend anyone again. This is just my opinion, but I don't know. I have this thing where, like, for me, it would feel weird for me to try to collect autograph of players that are younger than me. I don't know. I just for me, autograph, it was like when I was a kid, or now it's about collecting Larry Bird or Tom Brady's close. We're pretty close in age, so that's I'm kind of towing that line. But like Mickey Mantle and Pedro Martinez, stuff like that. I don't know why, but I just feel it feels like more normal or whatever if I'm collecting autographs of guys that are either passed away or a lot older than me, or I don't know why, but that's just kind of I think about that. So yeah.
You know what I find really weird about autographs too is the fact that these young players, you've got guys like let's just say Tatis, like his autograph's probably minimum $300, like out of a pack, right? And he hasn't even accomplished anything yet in relativity. And then you can get a Hall of Fame autograph, like you can get Billy Williams autograph or Billy Herman's autograph, or you can get Al Rosen or Bob Gibson, $20 on a card, graded. Yep. And it just blows my mind. I know other people have talked about this, but I don't get the whole modern autographs being as valuable they are. They've been signing since they started. There's going to be more autographs of those guys than anyone in history, I would imagine. Even more than like Pete Rose one day. I mean, it's a weird, to me, it doesn't make any sense to pay the big dollars for the modern autograph players.
You know, and the sad thing is a lot of these guys nowadays, it's like a scribble, you know, you can,
Yeah,
it's like initials
that
of
too.
scribble. It's like, man, you didn't put any effort into this, man.
Yep.
What are we
Yeah.
paying for? You know, like that's another thing I like about the vintage autographs, you know, like real quick, I got a few index cards because, you know, when I was a kid getting autographs, if I didn't have cards of a player, I would have index cards ready all the time in my backpack. And so I got a ton of like, you know, Johnny Pesky on, you know, index cards and stuff. I have like a few of these, Johnny Pesky, and then like Dom DiMaggio. I mean, look at that autograph.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and, you know, to bring it back to sticker autos, like, you know, when I heard about cut autos and like, you know, Jake from Legends Never Die talking about cut autos and stuff, I guess like the sticker autos are like the modern version of cut autos, you know, like he's cutting index cards and sticking them on. And, you know, I feel a little different about it. Before I was like, no sticker autos, you know, but like I have picked up a couple recently, and these are like, all right, so, you know, it's baseball, softball. I got Jenny Finch. See, that's a sticker auto. I tried to get on-card auto of her, and I couldn't find anything. So the sticker auto will do, you know, and I got Lisa Fernandez, another like legend in girls softball. And again, it's a sticker auto, but, you know, these are limited. Like the Finch is out of 25. This one's the Lisa Fernandez is out of 269. And, you know, I felt pretty good about getting those, you know, even if they never touch the sticker, it's still, you know, great autographs, you know, they're legends and what they do. And, you know, she put a ton of information there, like all the time she won gold medal and stuff. It's really cool. But yeah, like sticker autos have grown on me. It's not my go-to, you know, but I'd rather have on card. But yeah, the stickers, again, you know, they're growing on me, I think.
2-1. I'm the bad man in the group.
I want to clarify.
No,
I
no,
don't prefer sticker
not that
autos,
long ago. I was like,
but I'm not
never.
against them. You know, stickers aren't my preference, but I'm just not like anti-sticker like a lot of people. That's
Not like
I
exactly.
love that you're going. I love those autographs that you're going after, Hugo. Those are really awesome and unique autographs for sure.
Yeah.
Did you guys bring any autographs? I'm sure you guys did. Adam, I know you brought some autographs to share. Some of your favorites, maybe in your collection, or just some cool ones you want to share with us.
Yeah. So I've told this story one time on a video, but I'm just going to give a real brief version of it. But I was at a golf tournament with my dad, and it was a celebrity golf tournament. Hugo, you'll know, down on the Cape, being from Rhode Island, down in, I think it was Falmouth on the Cape at Willow Bend Golf Course. They used to have like a celebrity golf tournament every year with a bunch of professional athletes. And one of the guys, me and my dad, we were just on this like distant part of the course, and we were like on a tee box, and coming off the next green, we were like the only two. And coming off the next green was John Havlicek, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, and especially being a Celtics fan, you know, he was a huge legend. And I got his autograph with my dad. And again, to your point, beautiful, beautiful signature, you know. And I still have the picture. That's little me right there with John Havlicek.
That's awesome.
Got my 92 Dream Team hat on, and he's got a Celtics hat on. So that's like, those are memories, right? Like to still have that autograph, and like it hits different than like, oh, this is a card I had as a kid, like because it makes me think of my dad. It makes me think of Havlicek and how nice of a guy he was. By the way, at that same golf tournament, you know who wasn't a nice guy? Roger Clemens, not a nice guy.
I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, not a nice guy. He might have just had a bad day. Maybe he is a nice guy, but on that day, he was not a friendly guy. But John Havlicek, man, you just remember stuff like that, especially as a kid. And you're with your dad, and, you know, it would have just been like traumatic if he was like not a nice guy. It was just, even if he was just kind of cold and like didn't want to be there. But he was so friendly and just such a great guy. So always have a soft spot for that guy. And yeah, I showed my Larry Bird. I got, this is Pedro Martinez. I got this one graded myself. This is from 2020 Transcendent. And what I love about this one is that it's got the picture of him. That's from the 2004 World Series, where he was coming off the mound after pitching 7 innings against the Cardinals, and they shut him out in his only World Series start.
That's
So
awesome.
I just love the image, and it's obviously got that cool gold border, and yeah, nice. See, I like Sharpie signatures. I guess I have traumatic stress disorder from when I was a kid. I had a Mickey Mantle signed ball and pen, and I also had a ball that was given to me. I don't even know how they got it, but one of my relatives, like my uncle, I think it was, or no, my I don't know, cousin's father, or some I don't know what that is, but like a distant relative at a family party, he knew I was into sports and collecting. He gave me a signed ball of the entire '67 St. Louis Cardinals team that had Roger Maris on it. They won the World Series that year. Had every player, and you could see Roger Maris and everything. I still have. I don't know where it's in the closet somewhere, but it basically you can't even see any of the signatures anymore. So like I was always like, man, don't get them in pen. But now I'm hearing differently from a lot of these guys that know autographs. I'm hearing what ballpoint pen is actually, if it's done correctly or whatever, it's actually the safest thing. Am I right in that, or do you guys?
I'm no autograph expert,
I
but
always
I
thought
don't.
Sharpie would hold up the longest, but I guess ballpoint pen they're saying on balls is like the best. Is that
Okay,
true?
I mean, it makes sense.
So,
I have some ballpoint pen things that have never faded.
Yeah.
yeah, it depends on the ball too. Just make sure it's not like made in China balls.
The plastic,
It'll
the
stay on
plastic
it.
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the autographs will just not last, and so, but yeah, definitely ballpoint pens. I have some that like I got years and years ago that's still holding up, like the Klesko, and
Yeah.
got a few other ones that still look pretty decent, But then I got like a Chinese ball, like Pawtucket Red Sox. I got the team autograph on it with the manager was Rico Petrocelli,
Oh, yeah.
and as you can see, that it's faded because again, the ball was made in China right there.
Yeah,
so,
it's got that plasticky feel. Yeah.
right. So so just gotta it's worth spending a little extra to get a legit ball, and use a good pen, and you should be fine.
Adam,
two more.
Okay, well, before you get past that Transcendent card.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know, for anyone out there who hasn't heard of that Transcendent set, is that not the $30,000 box? I believe those are only available in a box that Topps produces. It's either $10,000 or $30,000. It's
really
ridiculous. Yeah,
Oh
I've watched a few people open those things. They're just ridiculous. But yes, I believe that card is from one of those boxes.
It says it's numbered to 25, and again, I bought this raw, and it wasn't cheap. I don't remember exactly, but I do remember thinking, it's kind of pricey. But this was my first Pedro auto, and it says on the back, the signing of all autograph cards is witnessed by a Topps representative to guarantee authenticity. So I don't know if that's unique to this set or like a high end set, but I don't think I've seen that on all the Topps autograph cards. But
well, everybody should Google Topps Transcendent or watch a video of somebody opening up one of those boxes. They're like hobby boxes, but they're $30,000.
All right.
They're pretty gnarly. Yeah, not something I would recommend doing, but
not for sale.
Blow some money.
Not for sale, but we'll see what you offer. If you guys throw in your offers in the comments. No.
you get like 50 of those in the box.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
All right,
what else you got, Adam?
Kind of on that, I've showed this before, but just on the topic, this is like, pack pulled, right? So this is from the 91 score. Look at that signature, man. That is just a beautiful signature.
Beautiful.
And still looks like he just signed it yesterday, popping off that card. So Mickey Mantle auto that I didn't pull from a pack, but
is that 500 numbered out of 500, or what were those numbers?
These are 20. Well, he autographed 2,500, but there's 7. I think there's 7 different cards.
That's what it was.
Yeah, each one's probably like 300 to 400 or something of each particular one.
Insane.
And then you get on the other end of the spectrum. This is what kind of we're talking about. Like this was not a pack pulled one. This was a Pacific Legends card that he autographed after the fact and got authenticated. That's the word, by Beckett. So just kind of I see both ends of it, which I see the coolness in each thing, like knowing how hard it would have been to pull that card out of a pack, and then also knowing how cool it is that Mantle held the card and signed it and so forth.
Well, before you pass that, I have a thought. So it's really weird. So the Mickey Mantle autograph that's just authentic, I think those are around at least $500 to get a Mickey Mantle autograph on pretty much any baseball card. I'm kind of guessing, I've been watching them over the last few years. You can get that score one for $1,000. Pack pulled, way more rare, way more hard to come by, and like something so unique. I think the price difference in there is crazy to me. Like I don't want anyone to go chase those score autographs now because I'm still on the hunt for one. But I find it fascinating that only for a little bit more money you can get one that was pack pulled and way more scarce.
Right.
Even though it's the same autograph, but one's obviously way more, in my opinion, desirable than the other one. But all right, continue on. Sorry,
I do have two. By the way, we were gonna yeah, maybe we'll go a half hour.
Yeah,
We're going an hour, guys. There's so much to talk about, so that's okay. I love this. This is maybe this is one of my best cards right here. This is Tom Brady's very difficult. His autographs are extremely expensive, especially the pack pulled stuff. So one of my goals was I want to get one, but I wanted to find a way to get it on my favorite Tom Brady card, which is the 2000 medal. And this is a 2000 medal rookie card. So this is a Tom Brady rookie auto. And it is my favorite of his rookies. I love the look of the card, medal 2000. It's graded a 9 by Beckett, and it's got a 10 auto. Now, Brady, in my opinion, doesn't have a great autograph. It's kind of like we were talking about a scribble, but still, it popped off the card. I like where he placed it. It matches the uniform. And what's cool about this one, I haven't seen this on a lot of them. It says Beckett witnessed authentic autograph. So what that tells me is he probably signed this at like a signing event that Beckett was there. So I like that because it gives me a little more confidence in the auto, and knowing that it was a representative from Beckett was there in person to watch him sign that.
Absolutely.
So
that's insane.
My
that's
only Brady auto. Probably the only Brady auto I'll ever get, just because of the prices. But I got one, so that's all I wanted. And this beautiful card. And then the last piece I have. This is this is a Sports Illustrated that's autographed 1984 Sports Illustrated that's autographed by Bill Russell and Larry Bird in silver Sharpie, authenticated by Hollywood Collectibles, which is reputable. They actually had a partnership with Bill Russell, so he signed a lot of stuff for them. So it gives me good confidence that it looks like his signature, and just one of
the silver autos just do it. That's just so sick.
Yep. So something about just having both on the same magazine, both of those guys, pretty cool. That's what I brought for.
Dude, that's awesome. Now you always bring the craziest stuff. It's like insane.
Man,
I love
I'm sweating over here, man. It's like these are all like my favorite players of all time, and I was like, wow.
Oh, so cool. Hugo, do you have a favorite? Yeah, a favorite or two you want to share?
Wow. Yeah, to follow that up, oh my goodness, we go from Mickey Mantle to well, this one's just because he was my favorite player as a kid, and I got this one TTM way back in the day, and it was just 88 Topps Mike Greenwell.
Yes,
I love
that card.
Yeah, I love Greenwell so much, man. Like when I got this, I don't know, it was like the greatest feeling, as a little kid getting it. So that's one of my favorites. Mo Vaughn. Again, Mo Vaughn's the nicest guy. Doesn't seem like it, right? I mean, he's kind of intimidating. Big dude, right? But he would come out, he would sign autographs after a game for like an hour if he had to, as long as everyone got an autograph. So I have a ton of respect for Mo Vaughn. He was my favorite guy to get autographed as a kid. So that's one of my favorites. And I had hundreds of his autographs, and just kind of gone when that time that my stuff got stolen. But I still have a few left. Now this is another one. This is one of those buybacks.
Ooh,
this is the 89 Topps Canseco, right? So Greenwell was my favorite, but Canseco was like next level, right?
Your mom's favorite?
Yeah, my mom's favorite. I had posters of the guy in my room, Bash Brothers, all that stuff, like life-size poster. And now this is, again, one of those buybacks. It's numbered to 43. And I got this super cheap. I mean, it was like $15 because I think because it's GMA and it's 7.5, right? I think I don't care about the condition, So I actually look for cards like this that have like low grades because I'm going to bust this out of the case anyway. I just want the autograph, I don't care that, it's already certified for me, right, by Topps.
Yeah.
So I actually do go looking for these type of cars. Like for example, one of the cars I want the most is the 1990 Upper Deck Reggie Jackson, right? The Heroes. I want that card really bad, and raw it sells for like in the 400 to 500 range, right? And then if it's PSA certified, whatever, it's even more. But if you find, like, I saw one that the autograph was a 10, but the condition was a 4, and it sold for like $200. This was just a couple months ago. Yeah.
Oh, I would have bought
because
that.
nobody
in a
wanted to touch
heartbeat.
it, and I slept
What?
on it. I was like, man, that was my opportunity, because I was gonna probably break it out of the case. Maybe actually no,
Dude,
that one I would have kept in the case.
Oh,
But yeah, it's like because of the condition of the car, which I don't care. Most of mine that I got in person were beat up. So I don't really care for the condition as long as the autograph is real. So that's one of them. What else? Bill Lee's such a cool guy. I had to get a Bill Lee. Like, look how cool this card is. I mean, it's not worth anything really, but Bill Lee was such a character that.
What is going on right there?
Yeah, look at him, the
He got
spaceman.
a space suit on.
Spaceman, awesome. Yeah. Still, Adam, you mentioned he's with the Bananas. Oh no, that was somebody else. I'm sorry. I was watching the video earlier, and I was like, yeah, Bill Lee. I'm pulling that out. Somebody was like, he's still pitching with the Savannah Bananas.
Yeah.
Just
that's insane.
like, yeah, wild dude. So these are the type of guys that really intrigue me, and I just have fun collecting them. Now I ain't gonna lie. Like I see Mickey Mantle and Pedro. I don't have a Pedro autograph. It's like, am I a real Red Sox fan? What's going on here? But those are the guys I eventually want to get, of course. Like as my budget changes and everything, I'll definitely be chasing those guys. But it's fun getting these guys. Like in the meantime, I'm having a blast. Like they're just characters. They have their own impact on baseball. Like they might not have the numbers or Hall of Famers, but they had their little niche in the baseball. I don't know, in baseball history, I guess you could say. So especially in my history. So that's what gets me. But yeah,
dude, that's awesome. I'm still thinking about that Upper Deck Reggie 4 and a 10 auto. Dude, I would have scooped that $200 bucks.
It's so for like $220, man. I couldn't believe it. I was like, really? Because it's a 4, like big.
That's
big
a dream card. I'm gonna start hunting for. I don't even have that one on my radar because it's so expensive. I just I can get Ted Williams for $1,000, and Hank Aaron's for like $600. But that Reggie, it has a special place in the hobby.
It does, yeah.
It's like incredible, man. That's sick. All right, good. I'm glad you brought that up because now I'm all fired up.
Yeah, look for the low grades, man. Like for example, real quick, like I got this. Nobody cares about this, but like Ron Shelton, the guy who made, Bull Durham and stuff. The movie Cobb. The autograph's an 8, but that's because back, these came out like 2016, I believe, and they were all terrible autographs like that. I don't know what kind of paper stock they use, but they all look like this. All the autographs will come out as like an 8, but I got this for like $5, which
that's awesome.
Usually raw will sell for like in the $40 to $50 range. Ron Shelton's, he's made some pretty good baseball movies, but again, I was looking for that low grade and it popped up, and I'm like, yep.
By the way, that 8 grade autograph looks 5 times better than all the modern autographs now.
Right? Exactly.
And by the way, I think grading autographs is the dumbest thing ever. I mean, yes, authenticate it. That's a signature. But like we can decide if it's a good signature or not if we want to buy it. We don't need you to tell us that's a 9 autograph. I never understood that.
PSA genius trying to suck everybody into the registry.
Auto grading is the dumbest thing ever in my opinion. That's a hot take right there, baby.
I like that hot take. It makes sense to me.
I don't understand it either.
Like, is it real or is it not? Okay, grade the card, but we don't need you to grade the autograph. There's no need for that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't bring out my mega ones because I was supposed to have access to the card room, but my wife, we work on Saturdays, and she's been in there printing art prints and doing stuff, so I couldn't get to my stuff. So I only have the stuff that I had out from earlier this week that I pulled out. But I will show a couple. I'm a guy who likes to have, like, you can buy this card, without an autograph, or with an autograph, or even cheaper than without an autograph. So it's just like, you know, a 1957 Al Kaline autograph card with a really nice looking card. So inexpensive, it just blows my mind. And these were $20 each. I bought these, I don't know, a couple years ago. And a just awesome 54 Topps card, and Al Rosen and Billy Herman. Spectacular cards, and the ballpoint pens show up really well on these. I have quite a few ballpoint pen autographs. So those are the type of autographs I collect, as well as like the 90s pack pulled stuff. I don't, like I said, I don't have any desire to go get autographs from people in the flesh. That's not my thing. When I was a kid, I was too shy. I have a few, but it wasn't at the end of the ball game. My dad wanted to go home. We were going home. You know, we weren't there early. We weren't there after. We were leaving in like 8th inning or 9th inning. He's like, let's go. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's cool. That was really fun. I'm glad we got to talk about some autographs, because that's a big part of the hobby, and it's changed obviously over the years. Because the old days when we were collecting, how dare you sign a vintage autograph? You know, an autograph, a vintage card. How dare you sign that? And now it's completely flipped the switch. And obvious, in my opinion, is because of Bowman Chrome and the autographs coming in packs. And I really think it all started with the Bowman Chrome autograph rookie cards. I think that's really where it started to take, you know, rocket ship, where everybody wants the autographs of rookies, you know, from the vintage era and whatnot. So any last words you guys want to say about autographs in general, or anything at all?
Man, yeah, you know, with autographs, I've just noticed, you know, like with the market, you know, people talking about prices have dipped recently, of course, but you know, autographs, they've been pretty stable. If anything, they've gone up, at least the stuff that I'm looking at. So I do see, you know, this a desire for people to kind of chase the autograph, I think, you know, and in this younger generation, like I deal a lot with youth, you know, and, you know, I try to give them cards and everything, but they always want an autograph card, you know, that's what they ask for. So this next generation coming behind us, you know, they really appreciate the autos, you know, when you show them a card that has an autograph on it, they think it's the coolest thing, you know, like, oh man, you like, did you meet this guy? Or, you know, I don't know. It hits them different, you know? So I just see it as like, it's going to gain in popularity, you know? You know, and yeah, it was like blasphemous to say stuff. And like back in the day, you know, I don't know, like Carl Yastrzemski rookie, right? It's like, would you rather have it raw with an autograph on it? Nobody would want writing on it. But now if I had an option, I'd want it autographed, you know, for sure. You know, it just makes that card even better for me, I think. And that's just me, you know. I know some guys may disagree, but I just think it's you know, adds an extra element to the cards, you know, and it's accepted now, right? So it's just gonna continue to grow, I think. Really
love it. Yeah, I agree. I agree with everything. Adam,
yeah, you guys just made me think of that, and there's one card I didn't show that I had out here, which is kind of on that topic. So one of the big things that happened to me in early 2021 is I sold a big Larry Bird card that funded a lot of my purchases for a long time. But one of the things I did with some of that money, that it was a PSA 10 1981 Larry Bird card. That is his first solo card. But one of the things I did is when I sold that card, I had a bunch of money stored away in an account. And this is a perfect example of what an autograph can do from a grading perspective, as far as like the rarity of a card. So what I got here, this is that same card, the 81. But now this is the thing that makes this one special is that it's a mint 9 graded card. So Larry Bird signed a lot of these, but there's very, very few that are a mint 9 that he signed. So like this card, you could buy it in a mint 9 for, I don't know, maybe $400. And there's probably 1,000 or more of mint 9s out there of this card. But when you factor in the auto with the mint 9, then you're looking at, I think there's maybe less than 10. So the auto creates a whole new world for these cards that have high populations, but you know, especially a high graded card like this, you can create scarcity with it. So, you know, not to say that he can't still sign a bunch more of these cards that grade out a 9 so the population can grow, but we're not talking thousands, right? Whereas the normal just graded card. So I think from that perspective, it adds another element to the whole collecting thing and trying to chase cards that you love, and it creates a little more of a challenge than just anyone can get that card. There's a million of them on eBay, but try to find one that's in mint condition that's signed, that makes it a lot harder. So figured I'd add that at the end there.
Absolutely. Yeah.
By the way, we should do a 3-parter on this, right? This is the first part. We should do 2 more episodes at some point, one for inserts and then another one for memorabilia cards. That's just a thought. Hugo, if you're down, I don't know if you're up for it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I can talk autographs all day. Yeah.
All right.
It's so cool. I mean, we could talk cards are so great, right? We love them so much that we could just sit here for an hour. And Hugo's in his bedroom, set up a little studio in his bedroom. Adam's in a hot box garage, and I got kicked into the kitchen, and it's like we're all just like, yeah, let's talk about cards for an hour. It's just so sick, right?
It is.
It doesn't look like you're in a. You got an awesome setup. I love the background there. That looks great.
I know. That's what I was telling him.
Yeah, that's awesome. That looks cool, man. Yeah. Oh man, me, it's just.
Oh yeah,
I didn't even talk about my 8x10s. Oh well, I only have 2 8x10s.
Got an autographed Griffey behind him right there too.
Yeah, man. My mom got that back like in '89 when I was really into the minor league autographs. She's like, it's time you get a big one. And he was like the hot prospect, and my mom got that, and I was.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Thank God I still have it. And then, the guy at the shop told her that Griffey was going to be the next Aaron. So she's like, well, who's Hank Aaron? Let me get him too, So
that is insane.
Cool. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. My mom made a good choice.
That's
made good choices. Yeah. 2 of them. Yeah. So, yep. So.
Well, right on, you guys. Thanks for joining me, and thank both of you guys, obviously. It's been a great episode. Really fun talking about baseball cards and autographs in particular. And if you guys haven't checked out Hugo's Signs of the Pastime, check out his YouTube. I'll put a link in it below. Adam, Splendid Sports, put his link in there as usual. And episode number 10 is in the books. Everything we talked about tonight, our opinions, and just all fun. And just you guys got to collect what you love and do what you love and what brings you joy. So with that said, double shakas, and we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah. See you guys. Thanks.
See ya.